It is true. By my involvement in the promotion of private sector in Africa, both on Pan-African basis and at the West African regional level, we have come to realize that companies that will actually do well are companies that practice good ethics in their business activities. And they do this through complying with various elements of good business practice, such as anti-corruption. We realize that any company that involves itself in corruption lends itself to abuse, and they are not able to attract investment into their businesses. So we find that companies that are doing well are companies that avoid all forms of corruption, including extortion and bribery. The second issue also relates to labor practices. That we realize that the major asset of any company is the people that you work with. And therefore, if you adopt very good labor standards, such as allowing freedom of association and effective recognition of the right of the employees to collective bargaining, you are more likely to get a better performance from the employees. They are more loyal, and they are prepared to work for the company for longer periods. There's also a need to eliminate all forms of forced labor, which again is against good labor practices. Also avoid the use of child labor, which is abhorred by international standards. And lastly, to eliminate discrimination in respect of employment and occupation. You should apply the same standards as you do to both men and women. There should be no discrimination in terms of the ethnic background or religious affiliation. And that, again, tends to create loyalty amongst the workers, and thereby making them contribute effectively to the performance of their duties. The other issue relates to environment, that companies that pay serious attention to environmental issues are more likely to receive proper attention from government, and therefore there's a need for them to promote responsible and development of environmentally friendly technologies. We realize that the environment is becoming a major issue as far as businesses are concerned. And those companies that pay serious attention to the protection of the environment are those that are more likely to receive recognition from governments. Lastly, the adoption of corporate social responsibility. It has now been realized that it is not enough for businesses to make profit, but that the profit that you make must go to benefit the society in which it operates. And therefore, in assessing the profitability of a company, companies that really are recognized as being responsible socially are the ones that get recognition for good performance. The objective, basically, for complying with these rules about ethical business practice is to ensure that Africa is seen as the preferred investment destination, because speaker after speaker has touted the availability of investment opportunities in Ghana, in Africa, and that Africa is indeed the continent of the future. But we can maximize the value of these resources only when the business operators adopt ethical business practices. And this is the reason why the Africa Responsible Business Network, sponsored by the World Bank, is receiving such serious attention by myself and my colleagues. And we hope that, as we go along and get more and more of our business operators, adopting ethical business practices, the potential that Africa has will be exploited by inviting, more businesses from both within and outside the continent. And this is the mission that we have, and we believe that, long term, Africa really will achieve the goals that it has set for itself by being the preferred destination for investment.
Doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.